Hey guys, it's Kyle here with another episode of Dashcam Shame. Sorry about last couple weeks, I guess. Actually, I didn't get a chance to do a video because I've been in the middle of a move and very busy, so I apologize for that. We'll start off nice and hot here with a pretty little accident on Lair UTech. Truck driver just smoked that pole for no good reason, probably texting or not paying attention and kind of swerved over, hit the curb, and then the curb just sucked him right into the pole. So, unfortunately for him, it's a hard lesson to learn. But at least nobody that we could tell was hurt. We didn't see the driver, and the ambulance didn't look like it took anyone away. But here's a pretty good example of how not to park, like 101. But he parks on a merge lane and on a crosswalk. You have to park a distance away from any crosswalk, no matter where you are or how dumb you are, apparently. But that's just the gems around here in Nova Scotia. Here, coming up out of Sackville, we have an interesting little situation. Car coming around the corner. He's got no lights on. He's not moving at all. I give him a little flicker of my lights, and he puts on his four-ways and starts moving. I notice a lot of debris falling off, and then he hits the gas right about here. Yep, right there. So you see all that smoke coming out right there. I was like, all right, something's going on. I'm not sure. He definitely hit something because that's like oil that I can smell or coolant that I can smell burning off it. So he hit something. Later, I found out that he hit that guardrail that was back there on that corner that I took, and they had ball tires, etc. And they came around the corner a little too hot, and well, there's no stopping it after the inertia took place, and they smoked it. So as you can see, his lights aren't really where they're supposed to be in most places like that in the front, like the headlight portion aiming forward was kind of aiming down. So right there, I was like, all right, these guys are running from something. I'm not sure what. Didn't know the circumstances. I knew that just call 911, make sure that this is taken care of properly. Considering he's going down a highway right now where people are going 110, 120, and they're going like 60 down the road, and they have parts falling off the car. So they were good about it though. About here, the car was kind of like, nope, this is a negative. You need to stop now. I don't run on just cold air from outside. I need some coolant. So it starts dying here, and they pull over. I pull over with them, finish the 911 call, and make sure that everyone's alright. It's just three younger guys that just didn't know any better at the time. I don't know what happened with them afterwards, but everyone was fine. That's all that really matters. But he definitely does not have a car anymore because that Ultima is toast. An engine does not run very well without coolant. So just a heads up for everyone, if you guys ever do get in an accident, don't even bother like leaving it. Like, stay there, call the authorities, and they'll come take care of you. That's what they're there for. They're waiting around for something to do, so don't worry about it at all. uh, Other than that, these guys were all good. This next clip, unfortunately, this is a buddy of mine. He actually was very tired here and fell asleep at the wheel. We were been driving for about 5 hours, round trip, and he had slammed two Red Bulls kind of deal, and just, when you're on those long drives and you bobbing his head, well, he bobbed his head a little too hard this time, fell asleep, and just gave him a little love tap. Thankfully, this accident could have been a lot worse, but everyone was okay. Nobody, they were just shooken up, like in shock kind of deal, but nobody was injured at all. The ambulance checked everyone out, and they were all okay. Rally Art went away for some fixing, and assumed so did the Hyundai. This guy here is a bit of a gem, just parking in the middle of the intersection. If you're there in the intersection, you probably could have went through that yellow light because you slammed on your brakes either too hard and stopped there, or you just didn't apply them soon enough. Pay attention to this white Pontiac here. He didn't really cut me off. It was kind of like on the border. Didn't use a signal because he's a dummy. And then he just goes to prove how much of an idiot he is. Obviously that Honda CRV there could have easily clipped him if he didn't apply the brakes as generously as he did. But yeah, blind spot checks people. That's all you need. This guy here, taxi driver here in Halifax, complete moron. I don't have no idea why he was so close to me here. Like, if I was going that slow, like, he definitely could have passed me. But he was, like, on me, like, white on rice. So I gave him a little bit of a brake check, and he backed off. He figured out, he's like, okay, yeah, that was rude of me. Sorry, sir. Thank you very much. So he did that, backed off. It was all good. Everything was fine. This next clip here that's coming up after this long clip for some reason that I never cut out, right here, is a picture, as a video of my buddy in his 370Z here. I go change lanes because I'm in the wrong lane. This is a turning lane. I need to be in straight lane. So pay attention to this fella here that's in the little Camry here. He decides to occupy both lanes because, I don't know, just I wanted both lanes. So I went. And didn't signal, nothing like that. Obviously, had no idea of where the lanes were in the thing, so I gave him a little boop boop, and I left. This one here was just a funny one. Seeing this, she come around the corner a little too hot. Wet weather. Could have been a lot worse, but it would have been an interesting video. But she probably traction control kicked in and saved her bacon. So there you go. Don't turn off traction control if you don't know how to drive. And David. Hello, David. I found you. And he goes and gives me the finger, guys. Look at that. Little finger pops up and down it goes. This here is just a bad way to break down. That's all I have, guys. I hope you enjoyed the videos. And like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next week now that I'm all settled in a new place. You guys are awesome. See you next week. Cheers.